Hello and welcome to Retro Cars Reborn. I'm Lee, and in this episode we're going to be looking at the Peugeot 205. We're going to be making a cage for it and hopefully removing the rear quarter. I'm going to make a cage out of this leftover steel that I've got lying about. So let's get on with it. So yeah, in the quest for new sills and rear quarters, we've got the Peugeot in the air. It's a significant height. That's the size of my shoe. There's a lot of room underneath there, and it's level, and it's not going anywhere thanks to ratchet strap in the wheels. Two of the ramps should keep it in place. So now it's in the air, it's a case of bracing the car to remove those lower rear quarters and these sills. So far I don't want to weld the bracing to it, so I'm looking at any point that can be bolted, because I'm not welding random bits to the car to then grind them back off again. So far, the striker goes all the way through, so we can get a real long bolt through there, something on this side to keep it steady. Get a nice long bolt through there and get a brace going from one side to the other, because that side, if you remember from a previous video, it is basically cut in half and the bottom of it is no longer attached. So we definitely need to get that side braced in order to repair it in the first place. Then we're going to go from from A pillar to B pillar. And I might just go for a complete square all the way inside. So I'll come back to you if I get it done. So I'm about halfway through. Let's get the torch. I've used mostly original mounting holes. You see there's a 10mm down there. For the door, again we've gone in through here where the catchers were for the locks, because again they're bolted from the other side, you see, and then we've just got a bar going from one side all the way to the other. We've attached the door bar to this, so it's still attached to the pillars, so it's holding the pillars in place, and I've got this one coming straight down to the inner sills, so when all this is all unpinned, it's still got a reference of height. And I'm not going to go and take both sides off at once anyway. I think I'll start with this side, because it's the worst one to look at from the outside anyway. That's the worst one to look at from the inside, because the pillar is practically non-existent. But yeah, we nearly got that in. Just got the driver's side to finish off, and then we can start cutting. There we go. She is fully done. It's only a small bit of support, but it's really all it needs to stop the floor and the sides from moving. So like I say, now we can get on with the removal of the sills and these rear quarters. So let's get on with that. Should probably take the doors off first, so they're not in the way. And I'll take some measurements as well, from here and here, here and here, and across there and up to there, just to make sure it all stays in the same place. So with the cage done, I've removed the door, just to put it to one side for the moment. So the first thing I'm going to have to do is remove this filler that's been put into the gap where the GTI body kit goes from one side to another. You can see that's the start of it. It's all filler up until, again, to the end of it. So to minimise the amount of dust and shite that's going to end up in here, I'm going to get some of this plastic polythene and I'm going to edge it all the way around here and then in here and block it off to keep the dust out of the car. So I'll get on with that and then we'll come back to removing this filler. So two things is going to be the worst thing about doing this. One, it's going to be extremely loud. Two, it's filler, so am I even going to be able to breathe? So, let's see what happens. See, the metal is still decent up to a point. It's only down here that it's really thin and in not very good condition at all. Wrong to think that they will, filler completely down that channel, and I've left some pretty big chunks in there as it is. Look, that is ridiculous. But luckily they're the only bits of the car that have got that much filler on them. The rest of the car, well, tell a lie, they were completely filled with filler, but not very well, and they literally just fell out. But yeah, so thankfully that is out. I'm actually going to chisel these last bits out because I cannot put up with I mean, you can just see, like, everything becomes white as you're doing it. Everything is covered in filler, and I don't fancy breathing any more of this in, even with a mask on. So I'm just going to chisel them bits out, and then we will assess where to do some cutting. So it's quite difficult to see, but I've drawn a black line literally all the way along this ridge here, which is where I'm going to cut all the way along there, so that on the one that I'm going to replace it with, I'll cut it up here so it can overlap into here, so we can get it perfect on this one before we chop them both to join them. And I'm also going to just go down this section here as close as I can to the bottom, so we can actually peel it out, because it's not welded at the arch, the outer arch to the inner arch, they're not welded on Peugeots, they're literally just seam sealed together. So I'm going to cut that and we'll see if we can peel it back. There you go, she's open. It's just so thin in this bottom corner. All rotted in there, all rotten there, all back here. Where the sill meets this arch. I might even have to cut this bit of arch out and put in a new bit. We'll see what the damage is like. But yeah, it's just annoying that the sill is welded on first and then they put the rear quarters on after. It's a stupid way of doing it, because it means you've got to drill all these spot welds out here, including the pillar, and the pillar ends up floating about on its own, which is why it was crucial I got the cage in there so that it holds everything in place. Right, and I'm going to just chop this excess bit off and we can have a proper look. Right, and so now that absolute knackered piece of rear quarter is removed, and you can see how much filler I managed to get in the gap. So that rear quarter come down here, right, and it goes onto here. Doesn't actually get welded across this point here. It folds back up on itself, and there you can see that is where it gets spot welded to the actual sill. And as you can see, this is how much seam sealer they use on the 205 to keep them watertight. Now they'd seam seal between this seal here, because again it isn't spot welded. This piece, the actual wheel well, isn't spot welded to the sill like you'd expect it to be like that, especially when they put the sills on first. You could have just got a spot weld in there, one further in, but they don't. They just don't bother. They just fully seam seal all this entire piece here, and they just fill it with seam sealer to keep it watertight. And to say this car is 34 years old this year, it's not that bad, look. This in the sill has done so much better than most Fords. I'm not showing something for French cars. So yeah, so they absolutely ram them full of seam sealer, and this is what it's supposed to look like, not the other side, which is full of expanding foam, because whoever put that rear quarter on it just filled it with expanding foam, you know. Thanks, mate. But yeah, so once I've got this seam sealer out, you'll be able to see the join itself. I'm hoping I can still just heat this seam sealer up and just peel it out. So I'll give it a go and we'll see what becomes of it. So there you go, all the seam sealer, and that's your ginormous corner piece. So I'll just stick it back in. So that's how it was in the corner. All of that in that corner, and then the rest. So here's what I wanted to show you. Once you've got all the seam sealer out, you see where the sill meets the panel. You can see it all the way around. Look, where is it welded? It isn't. If you stick the screwdriver in here and give it a little twist, you can see the whole panel move, look. It's because all this here isn't welded at all to the car, look. None of it is welded. It's just sat there, and they just seam seal all this panel and all here, as you just saw, to get it to stay together. And then again, look, this panel, they're hardly, there you go, you can just see it move. Again, look, they're not welded together. It's just seam sealer holding it together, and it blows my mind that it stayed like that all these years. Makes it easier for me to put it back together though, because I haven't got a cat in hell's chance of getting any spot welds in there once it's all put together. But yeah, there you go, rear quarter off. You can see how the sills are put together, and how the B pillar is attached to the actual sill and not the car. So if you've got a rotten sill all the way along here, it's compromising the B pillar's structure in the first place. Thanks for watching. This has been Retro Cars Reborn. I've been Lee, of course. I'm so glad that we managed to get that absolutely knackered lower quarter off. So in the next video, I'm going to be taking the sill off, and hopefully we'll get it on as well. But if not, that'll have to be a two-part video, maybe. But yeah, let's get this sill off in the next video. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe, leave us a like, leave us a comment, and I shall see you in the next one.